before I get on out of here, I had to talk about a story that's very, very important. And albeit indirectly, it involves Caitlin Clark, the Department of Justice, and quite possibly the President of the United States himself.
The commissioner may require a stress ball because you can tell it's serious when Congress begins to probe and the federal government begins to snoop about the WNBA and her second year. Caitlin Clark is being treated like she's in the WWE, and now Washington is looking on. A little query before we get started. Is this league irreparable, or should the federal government intervene? Okay, so the federal government is now formally monitoring the WNBA because no one seemed to care when Caitlin Clark was repeatedly fired as if she owed people money. Additionally, as the league skirts the issue, they most likely hold meetings that sound like, let's wait it out. There's no denying that this is here to stay. Look, I understand now. Government inquiries are disliked by everyone. Uncle Sam entering a basketball game with a clipboard is hardly something that anyone is cheering for. However, citizens are left with no other option when referees are behaving blind, athletes are throwing elbows, and league executives are remaining silent. First up is WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert. The person who is paid to run the league is now attempting to shut it down. This finals week, she has been as silent as a library. It might not have snowballed if she had replied sooner. However, Caitlin Clark is constantly hit, on the court, off the ball, during dead balls, etc. And there was no penalty for those cheesy shots. Just vibes, no penalties, suspensions, or ejections.
But the one thing I will not do is take credit for this. I am looking at the Wall Street Journal. The author of the article is a guy by the name of Sean McLean. Let me read to y'all the opening couple of graphs because I want you to hear the impact of this. This is serious. This is serious. And I could say it with my team here, having the footage and the receipts to back me up. I could be in that I told you so mode. I really, really could. But I ain't going to do that because I'm in a good mood. I'm going to be chill. But I could be saying I told you so. Because let me read this to you.
The three major hits that gave rise to this governmental catastrophe. When the ball wasn't even in play, Kennedy Carter delivered the now famous blindside hit. Diamond Shields is expressing her inner linebacker in the NFL. Marina Mabra casually engaged in behavior that appeared to be more aggressive than defensive. Suddenly, we're watching Street Fighter or basketball complete with a Tina Charles sneak punch to the back. The worst part is about to come. These weren't any basketball plays. Not at all. Hard defense is not what we are discussing. Like we're trying out for a stunt double roll. We're discussing planned off-ball full-body shvees. However, the WNBA continued to act as though nothing had happened, sitting there with its arms crossed. Given Caitlin's effect on revenue, you would think they would at least show some concern. However, after doing the calculations, they have determined that it is less expensive to let her get clobbered. Let's be honest. Although Caitlin draws attention, the WNBA does not want the accountability. She gets a shoulder to the ribs and a league full of people who are ignoring her in exchange for selling out venues, increasing app downloads, selling jerseys, and boosting ratings. The silence eventually contributes to the issue. And now it has since Jim Banks, the senator from Indiana, at last declared, "All right, that's enough." He demanded answers in a letter to the league. And no, this is a real federal letter, not a PR gimmick email, asking why the WNBA continues to overlook shove after shove and foul after foul. He is not requesting preferential treatment. He is requesting rudimentary security. You know, similar to what other professional league stars typically receive. Furthermore, the Wall Street Journal's article regarding Caitlin's human rights violations was a warning shot rather than merely an opinion. When one of the nation's largest financial institutions says, "Hey, this might be illegal. You had better pay attention." After that, you can say whatever you want about Stephen A. Smith. People pay attention when he speaks. According to him, the WNBA may be considering a federal inquiry. Trump might even use it to gather political support, he claimed. And he's right. Let's be honest, Trump's claims to be safeguarding Caitlin Clark would raise a stir on the internet. America's half would be enraged. The opposite side would be furious. In any case, the WNBA would make headlines for all the wrong reasons. Perhaps that's what's required. Because the league isn't answering questions from journalists, players, or fans at the moment. Maybe when Washington knocks on their door, they'll finally say anything.
The league last year, Ms. Clark's impact has been seismic. Merchandise sales soared 601%. Indiana Fever viewership jumped 170%. The team's value tripled. League pass subscriptions climbed 366%. App engagement rose 613%. And her endorsements topped $11 million.
Some people are now wondering why this is important. This is the reason. This goes beyond Caitlyn. It concerns a league that aspires to expand, get respect, and be treated seriously, yet is unwilling to take itself seriously. You can't have both of them. You cannot advertise a player, shift games to larger venues for her, increase ticket costs, and feature her in every advertisement, then claim surprised when people assume you'll defend her. To see Caitlyn, fans are traveling from all over the nation. Children are wearing her jersey. To watch her play, families are shelling out money they don't actually have. She may not even be able to finish the game after being smacked so hard.
Steve Cunningham told the Wall Street Journal she's Caitlyn Clark's teammate, the Indiana Fever. The star player of the league is not being protected. Rebecca Lobo, analyst, ESPN. What does she say? Every single one of those plays against Caitlyn Clark has been a foul. Dick Vitale, winning 1.29 million All-Star votes, came in for Caitlyn Clark, yet she was ranked 9th among guards on a player ballot. Quote, absolutely pure jealousy that the WNBA players voted Caitlyn Clark the 9th best guard. Someday they will realize what she has done for all of the players in the WNBA. Chartered planes, increase in salaries, sold out crowds, improved TV ratings, etc. And they ain't lying.
LeBron exited in the second quarter after someone checked him into the scoreboard, and I would also be upset if I had paid $400 to watch him. The sports betting angle is another. These days, millions of dollars are being bet on these games. It's more than just poor officiating when the referees fail to call clear fouls against the best player in the league. That becomes questionable. Additionally, suspicion turns into an investigation when money is involved. Let's now discuss team strategy. The clubs have discussed how to handle Caitlyn in locker rooms, according to many players. Yes, real players. They've publicly plotted how physical they're going to get, which is a courteous way of stating that. This is not a guess. Caitlyn's current teammate Sophie Cunningham stated quite literally that they talked about how difficult they would be on Caitlyn during her game in Phoenix. Even she admits it's too much now that she has a different perspective. Your own teammate should speak up when they believe you are being mistreated. Furthermore, no one wants to discuss the racial and sexual aspects. Let's not act foolishly. Caitlyn's white. She's straight. In ways that other players in the league might not be, she is very marketable. Additionally, some people simply dislike that. Candace Wiggins, a former player, said that she was practically bullied out of the league because she was gay. Additionally, Caitlyn is currently the target of bullying because she is successful, white, and straight. It's not only a poisonous culture that begins to resemble, you guessed it, civil rights issues. Additionally, the Department of Justice may be circling right now. This isn't discussion of a conspiracy. Federal interest is at stake here. You are requesting government attention when you combine sports, money, discrimination, and leadership silence. Additionally, Commissioner Kathy continues to perform her best mime impression. She worked at one job: expand the league while safeguarding the stars. That's all. She's been able to see the league turn into a political punching bag while allowing the biggest star to be treated like a pinball. That is the appearance of panic. That's how it appears when I'm not in control of my own league. And rather than leading the league in scoring, Caitlyn might wind up controlling it in court if they're not careful. The complaints are piling up, the lawsuits are coming, and the video is truthful. Every hit, non-call, and missed foul is captured on video. Furthermore, They are now considered legal proof rather than merely poor aesthetics. This league had every opportunity to make this right. Kennedy Carter may have been suspended. Diamond might have been fined his shields. The referees may have been instructed to call the game fairly. Rather, they allowed it to develop. They made an effort to wait it out. Congress is now sending letters. The media is resisting. And they're being turned on by fans. The league desired publicity. They understood. Not the type they had hoped for, though. This is where the biscuit really starts to bake. People are acting as though they don't understand why this is so hot right now. For example, Caitlin Clark is simply being hazed. Or this is typical. For all new stars, it occurs. That's the line we're using now, I see. Hazing as if on a college campus during freshman week. Here's the problem, though. She is not a newbie. She is a second-year student. She is a contender for MVP. Last season, she had the most assists in the league. This young person isn't attempting to gain stripes. She had already done it. Instead, she is already getting bruises. Let's take things seriously. Game after game, no other player in the league receives this kind of abuse. Sabrina Ionescu is not shown being caught off guard during dead balls. Brianna Stewart isn't seen taking strikes from behind without a whistle. You can ensure that a news statement and a fine within 24 hours would have been issued in response to your expensive arena nachos. However, it seems as though they are challenging us to take note of Caitlin. And the justifications are getting more inventive, dude. She talks trash too much. Yes, all of the players in the league do. Is it a man or a woman? The game includes trash talk. However, when did full-body collisions get the all-clear? She is arrogant. All right. Confidence wasn't a bad thing, as far as I could tell. Half of the WNBA would be sitting on the sidelines if we penalized people for their confidence. She is not accustomed to playing physically. My favorite is that one, as it seems like getting triple-teamed every night and leading the NC in scoring no longer qualifies as physical play. Caitlin Clark did not suddenly become softer. She recently joined an elite group where physical contact has evolved into a game of, let's see what we can get away with. Not to mention some who claim it's simply a cultural trait. Yes, exactly. Perhaps the culture needs to change. The hits aren't the league's main problem. It's the acting, the gaslighting, the quiet, and the notion that bringing up the obvious is a sign of disrespect for the league or, worse, opposition to the game. No, holding the league to a standard would be part of appreciating it. It would entail providing equal protection to all of its players. Calling things what they are, flagrant fouls, not basketball plays gone wrong, would be necessary. Since this isn't just about the referees or the front staff, let's now discuss the other players. Some of these women are just having a good time. As if it were the newest WNBA team-building activity, they treat striking Caitlin as a communal activity. Clark may be removed today by whom? They tweet incoherently. They enjoy dubious posts. They pretend that because she is well-liked, she deserves it. That isn't a contest. That's resentment. The unfortunate issue is that it is making the league into a farce. We're all spending more time discussing whether the next game will end in a statement or on a stretcher rather than discussing the real basketball. Fans who attended because of Caitlin are beginning to take note as well. Hey, we love this sport, but why are there so many body slams? That's bad for everyone, they say. There was a once-in-a-generation chance for this league. A player with the potential to open millions of eyes. A participant who converted casual admirers into season ticket buyers. A player who sparked the first-ever conversation about the WNBA among non-fans. And what were they doing? They gave a shrug. They instructed us to have faith in the process and allowed her to serve as a crash test dummy. Excellent plan. Quite progressive. Federal authorities are now involved. Trump may now become involved. Stephen A. Smith is currently reading civil rights law on national television as if he were preparing for the bar test. And if the league had only taken the most basic action, all of this could have been prevented. Turn on the whistle. Apply a fine. Let's say that this is not permitted here. That's all. It's not really complicated. However, they didn't. They are currently being criticized by lawmakers, the media, fans, and most likely attorneys. The commissioner is most likely watching ESPN clips on mute at her office, hoping that everything will go away. Unfortunately, it won't, because Caitlin Clark's problem is no longer the only one. It's a problem for the league, for leadership, and for branding. When you can't even safeguard the most crucial component of your product, how do you expect the general public to invest in it? Imagine the NBA stating, well, he should toughen up, after allowing someone to body check Steph Curry every night. The league would be destroyed by fire. The WNBA, however, believes they can accomplish that with Caitlin and still advance the sport. That isn't how it operates. Furthermore, this is now gaining traction as a result of all the cover-ups, post-game interviews, and silence. Legal legs, political legs, PR disaster legs, etc. People are now formally stating that there may have been a violation of Caitlin Clark's civil rights. It's more than just a poor decision or a terrible game. In a courtroom, you would say that sentence. The best part is that it's easy to prove. There is video evidence of several off-ball hits, the absence of sanctions, the financial toll she has had on the league, remarks made in public by teammates and media representatives attesting to the targeting, and now a history of the league taking no action whatsoever. That is sufficient for a case. Not a slam dunk, perhaps, but sufficient to bring this matter before a judge. And oof when it arrives. Consider the discovery stage, when the emails begin to be subpoenaed. When we learn who is aware of what, when they were aware of it, and why they chose not to act. When front desk send us text messages that say, let it play out or we can't suspend her. Poor optics. The true nightmare for the league starts at that point. And they caused it themselves, as much as I hate to say it. Despite having every opportunity to stop it, they decided to let it go. The journey is ended then. Furthermore, Caitlin Clark is not leaving. She continues to post numbers. She continues to sell out arenas. While the rest of the league engages in backyard brawls, she continues to attend games like a pro. The WNBA currently has two options. Option 1. Be honest. Protect your players now. Make people answerable. Take on the role of a professional league. Option 2 is to continue allowing the situation to develop until you meet with a judge rather than a media team for your next meeting. It's your turn, Kathy. This has evolved beyond basketball. It concerns justice, leadership, and a league that now faces pressure from the government. What are your thoughts? Is this all politics in a jersey, or is Caitlin Clark receiving unfair treatment? Tell us in the comments section. Please remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons, and we'll see you later.